Yes, come on. Or that way. But good evening, everyone. So good to be here. By the grace of God. Yeah. Just waiting for a few people to sign in and I'll get started. Thank you for coming out. Excuse me. Yep. Basically, that's everything. Good. Yeah. There go everything. I will find out. Okay. Well, I'll try to. Yep. Right. Go ahead. Sorry. Everybody wants to talk to the pastor. Pardon me. Now, bear with me if my eyes are looking to the right because I've got my sermon notes on a separate screen. I'd love to be able to do like a picture-in-picture. I could do it on the screen I have, but I don't know if I've got that kind of technology. I'd like to. By the way, this is 7 o'clock. Thank you everyone that's come out this evening. Whether you're here at YouNow.com or at YouTube. Now, as a comment, I do get a little emotional because this is a very compliment. And I know I teach on it I teach it once a year on this. So, it is written in the Bible, we'll live, die, and then the judgment. For 3,000 people on one particular day. That day being September 11th, 2000. That day came sooner than they wanted to. Now, for most people back in time, so we're going way back in the archives for this, but back in 1992, most people back in that time frame remember hearing about a car lower level of the World Trade Center. It's massive damage to one side of one of the tires. Now which one? I know people are probably going to ask me probably in the comments of YouTube. I don't know to give you that answer. I can't remember right off the top of my head. You're talking 25 years ago, if I'm calculating back right. So it's very hard to remember which one that was. So I kind of learned more about it in my 8th grade class in the year 1994. We took a trip our 8th grade class trip was to New York City. And I remember everything happening. Yeah, actually, I was, even though I have got a massive, and I mean a massive fear of, I I was a daredevil that day, and I went up to the observation deck of the World Trade Center, 107 stories up, and let me tell you, it's scary. It was a scary thing, but I started thinking of what if, what if something happened? And I know a lot of people would think the same thing. And I realized 7 years later that happened. So, September 10th, that evening, I went to bed thinking, it's going to be, you go ho hum day. Not so. September 11th, 2001 was the day that changed. That basically, it's like the entire world just completely stopped from being fun. Because I remember hearing my sister freaking out downstairs, screaming up to me, and we went to a full-blown National Day of Prayer down at the church I was with, and even at work, at the time when I was at Walmart greeter, worst year and a half out of my life. That's a tangent I'm not going to get into. But here's the thing. Now, I actually talked to somebody about this. Somebody who actually worked ground zero after it happened. Because you got to figure in New York City, there was pretty much the cell phone communication. And there was hardly anything for communication. So unless you were a CB operator or ham radio operator, your odds of communications was about, I'd say 10% of about what the Patriots' odds were of winning last year's Super Bowl when the score was at 20-3. But I'm just saying. So I actually talked to somebody, Harry Ellis, who's a licensed ham radio operator, and if anybody's a ham radio operator, you can know more about this. And his call sign is KB1DOP. And this is what he had to tell me about it. He said it was a complete total shock on communications with him. If he had a cell phone, it was also devastation to his desktop. It was like standing on shaky ground. It felt like walking around after a nuclear bomb hit into the building, and the people, it sure makes you think. And it's true. And it's true. It definitely does make you think. Now, bear with me, this is where I usually get emotional. There's another site that I deal with. A site called Beast.org. For everybody who's a Christian out there, please check this site out. It's an incredible site. I love it. Like I said, please bear with me, because it's very difficult. So, here we go. As our nation enters a war, to apprehend those. Sorry. Apprehend those responsible for the senseless atrocity of September 11th, 2001. We at God Speaks wish to convey to you God's message of faith and hope. nation and the world grace together. But even as we grace, God is rejuvenating our spirit, shining His light, His loving light upon the hope of a better tomorrow for His children. We see this light so brightly in the millions of Americans who are out with love and support to those who have been and continue to be affected by the actions of these evil men. The Bible tells us in Matthew 25, 35, 40, in the final days of judgment, God will say to those who love Him, I was hungry and you fed me, thirsty and you gave me drink, naked and you clothed me. I was sick and you took care of me. Those who love God will ask, when, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we ever see you a stranger and walk home or love you? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you? God will then reply, I tell you, whenever you did it's important of the followers of mine, you did it for me. Sorry, everyone. No, I'm just I'm trying to be very serious. I apologize. That's why I'm trying to back for a second just to get my composure. Here we go. We wish to express our gratitude to the multitude of police, fire, medical, and other rescue personnel who work tirelessly to recover loved ones. We also give glory to God for the tremendous outpouring of financial generosity that has flowed from the people of America and around the world to help those families, individuals, and businesses for the born of God's children. You do for Him. This time we would like to extend our deepest sympathies to all those who lost loved ones due to these acts of terrorism. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Matthew 5:4. And honestly speaking, some of my sermons are going out. It's good. This is where my sermon is actually right now. But here's the thing. Our world changed that day. 16 years ago, our world changed. But here's the thing. And here's my number one reason. This didn't just happen in New York. It also happened in Pennsylvania and Washington, D.C. Here's the thing. We need to be vigilant people. We need to be one nation under God. Permanent. Freedom isn't free. men and women are giving their life we can have the freedom to live ours. And here's the thing. If we don't, I honestly feel this way. Things will change. So we need to be one nation under God forever. We need to. It's like by somebody by the name of Carmen. It's an older track. I love it. And the message is true. We need to put God in America again. Because I honestly believe every single word of that song is true. And it is. And it is. Because here's the thing. We are, is, and will always be one nation at a time. We all need to do our part. Not just one of us. We do everything we can to make us one nation at a time. Forever. But may we all do our part each and every one of us to be one nation at a time. In my honest opinion, we need to bring back biblical morals and principles. In my honest opinion, and people give me a hard time about this. But here's the thing. When I was in school, I'm not afraid to say it. And people are going to think I was out of my ever-living mind doing this. When I went to just keep my moral values and principles intact, I carried a Bible with me. You heard me. Yeah. I carried a Bible with me. Because I'm one of these people, I'm not going to conform to the witness. Well, but here's the thing. Can we be one nation under God again? Absolutely. And honestly speaking, I'm actually going to, I've switched screens for half a second, and I'm actually going to change the lighting to American flag here in the studio. And what I'd like to do is just take a moment of silence for those people affected by September 11th. At this time, I want to thank you for coming out. And on behalf of the Skins, the Shabbats, my home church, the Next Level Church, I want to thank everyone for coming. And also, on behalf of everybody, Skins, Shabbats, and this represents past Next Level Church out of Somerset, New Hampshire. Thank you for your time. May God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. Good night and God bless.